It's been said many times before that games try to be more cinematic, but that can also be its downfall. Alan Wake's American Nightmare is at fault for that. I'm sorry, but I don't see the point of it being a game. Because the environment looks more cinematic, as does the story and style, it just seems like it would make for a much better film than it would a game. The plot this time around takes place somewhere in Arizona, where Alan is trapped inside of his own television show called Night Springs, which is sort of a Twilight Zone parody, and his evil doppelganger known as Mr. Scratch seeks to take over Alan's life. He is trapped within this strange world and is forced to replay the same sequence of events over and over until he succeeds in rewriting the reality. But that's just the plot line itself. This means that the game has you visit and replay the 3 level maps 3 times each, where you almost repeat the same things. And this is where I think the story can't work as a game, because when I was stuck visiting everything once again, it becomes confusing for the player and also kills the mood. Let me explain. For example, there's a scene where Alan has to organize a bunch of things at the oil well for a satellite to fall out of orbit, but watching it crash into the oil field, causing the whole area to go up in flames while Alan runs for the motel with intensive music playing, is incredibly awesome at first, but watching it the second time is not the same, and by the time the third time you see it, it's not awesome anymore. Since it's an XBLA download, the game is significantly shorter, but the experience still feels the same as Alan Wake, but with a few minor changes. There are new enemy types, some new weapons, and a fun new arcade gameplay mode where Alan has to fight waves of increasingly difficult enemies for 10 minutes. There is no co-op for it, but it does keep your score to compare with your online friends. I'm not saying that the campaign is a total flop, it still maintains the eerie atmosphere, and the voice acting and animations are definitely better this time. The game also makes good use of live-action cutscenes. The original game had them too, but only on in-game televisions and such, but in American Nightmare, they're used to their full potential and they look really nice too. In conclusion, it's pretty fun, it's a good game to spend time on, but I wish the story was different to help match the gameplay better, but I would still recommend it for Alan Wake fans. So if you haven't played the original game, I'd say you should play it first before you try this one. Take it for what it's worth.
Do you know the real difference between us? I'm not afraid to be the center of attention. This poor slob's just collateral damage, really. I mean, beat some information out of him earlier. But this part? This is just for kicks. So quiet.